Hello everybody, this is Tip Top Gaming here today with another Magic the Gathering video, and today I'm going to be covering 2 spoilers for Theros Beyond Death. So, you might be wondering, why is this video coming out late? Well, to just give you the really quick rundown of it, I was originally going to post the weekend spoilers and Monday spoiler together, and then I realized a ton of spoilers are coming out tomorrow, so I would cover them now. Alright, right into this. Tamaric Calls the Dead is a 3-cost black enchantment saga, and phases 1 and 2 of the saga are put the top 3 cards of your library into your graveyard. Then you may exile a creature or enchantment card from your graveyard. If you do, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. So this is actually the second saga we've seen that the first ability mills the top 3 cards of a library. I believe the other one was green and it milled both players. Here it's black and, generally that's a blue ability. So are they just saying, like, any color can now mill people? That's what it's starting to feel like. Either way, the whole exiling to create a zombie is pretty on flavor. Not gonna be upset about that. Then, number 3, you gain X life and scry X, where X is the number of zombies you control. Okay, the gain X life, I get that, but generally when black gets a life gain effect, normally it's like a life sucking out effect, like someone loses that much life and you gain that much life, not just you gain that much life. I mean, what black does have life gain in the form of life link, and there are cards that do obviously give it life gain, but generally that's a white thing to just gain life. On top of that, just scrying, I know all colors can scry, but generally the big scry effects aren't in black, they're in blue. So if I were to remake this card, I would not call it Tamaric Calls the Dead. I mean, this feels like a black, white, blue card. I mean, you could probably make this a black and white card and it would make a lot more sense. But again, this is like the 4th or 5th spoiler that the colors aren't really staying in their lane, and I mean, this one isn't as bad. The whole gaining life, black does do that. It's not something super duper crazy, and I guess if they did make you lose life, it would make it more powerful. It just feels very off flavor. Of course, you do need to have the zombies, which is a very black thing, and I'm really torn whether I think this is appropriate. First, it's milling people, then you're scrying, then you're just direct gaining life, which all of those are not very black. So we'll have to see. I mean, I don't think it's that big of a deal. The biggest deal I see is the self-mill, because first off, that says then you may exile a creature card. I think if you're going to be running a reanimator deck, this is totally going in there, because guess what? This is 6 cards in your graveyard for 3. And you do get some other bonuses here and there. If you want, like, if there's a card you don't want to reanimate, you can get a 2/2. You can make a 2/2 black zombie creature token out of it. So I think this will see some play in some reanimator decks using Blood for Bones and Agent of Treachery. I don't know how much play it's going to see outside of that. I just wish the colors would stay in their lanes. Alright, then we have this post, which is very, so this is actually a screenshot. This is where I was linked to, but whatever. Galia of the Endless Dance is a 2-cost red and green 2/2 legendary creature satire with haste. That's already very aggressively costed. It's also a Lord card for satires, giving all Lords +1/+1 and haste for 2. Luckily, it is legendary. If this wasn't legendary, that would be utterly insane. But yes, it's legendary. It gives everything +1/+1 and haste, and whenever you attack with 3 or more creatures, you may discard a card at random if you do draw 2 cards. So, I'm glad this is legendary. Like I said, if it wasn't, this would be kind of crazy. It already is crazy, as there are no satires or satyrs in Standard now. There's only one in Historic, which is a satire enchanter. Yes, this card. I actually did a little look for it. But if you look at all the satyrs ever, I've heard from people, I didn't play back with the original Theros, but I've heard they had an impact on Standard. However, due to the anti-creature decks that we have now, I find it very unlikely that they will gain some sort of, dominance in the meta. It'll be much more likely that they just kind of are a thing in draft. And I mean, I said the same thing about Adventure, not thinking there'd be an Adventure deck with Throne of Eldraine. I was wrong, so clearly I'm not 100%. I'm obviously not 100% accurate. I can't see the future. But I think that this is going to do well because it's creature-based. Unless somehow some satire card just lets you, lets you just create infinite satyrs. Kind of like Field of the Dead, but Field of the Satyr. Either way, giving everything a haste is very crazy. This card's power level will depend on the rest of them in the set. Overall, the randomly discarding would be good if you're out of cards, or you have one card in your hand and so you're not really randomly discarding, you just know what you're discarding. But yeah, this is card draw, haste, boost, creature, all in one card. So I think that if you're playing a Satyr deck, you're definitely playing this card. Alrighty guys, that's going to do it for this video. Tomorrow you should expect a lot more spoilers to come out. It's going to be kind of crazy. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!